dive right into today. Talk about the overall happier, healthier you. The happier, healthier you. Say yes. Say yes. I want to be a healthier and happier me. And that's what we're doing. And we're going to kick it off.
Yo, what's good, Unlit Warriors? It's your guy, Kelzlison, because you know I listen from heaven to earth to meet to you and settle it all in love. Join me on Ignite the Unlit, the dopest personal development podcast your ass gonna ever listen to. So stay unfiltered, stay unlit, and as always, be free, live your mega life.
Listen, it is imperative that we understand social and emotional intelligence so that we can communicate properly. So we don't have to keep reliving the same trauma. Let's dive right into today. Talk about the overall happier, healthier you. The happier, healthier you. Say yes. Say yes. I want to be a healthier and happier me. And that's what we're doing. And we're going to kick it off. You see, wealth is more than just your bank account. Wealth has everything to do with the value that you present to this earth. Wealth has everything to do with the value that you present to this earth. So many things today that cost you something, but you didn't realize that it cost you something. Or maybe you did. Maybe you know your value. Maybe you know how much you're worth. But guess what? You have to invest that right back into you. And that goes to our wellness. To be well means to be made whole. To be made whole is the first key to freedom. Once you lack nothing, you can be free in all things. And that is the goal of being a great social emotional being, is knowing that you can determine the way you behave, the way you incorporate life, and the way you value yourself. That's where your worth comes from. That's where your wellness comes from. It comes from the mindset of knowing that you bring value to the world. So say that with me right now. Say, I bring value to the world. And you absolutely do. We all bring value to the world. Now listen, the way that value is rated is depending on, you, of course. That's how we rate our value. That's how we know something is worth something, because we put a price tag on it. We put a cost on it. That cost determined the worth. But before the worth, we have to know the wealth. Understanding the value of something or the wealth of something is imperative to understanding why you do something. A lot of the time we were told, maybe in previous lives and previous years, and we probably all went to school and learned, just do as I say and not as I do. And that's not a good way to handle people. It's not a good way to handle businesses. It's not a good way to live. The more you learn, the more you grow, the more you do, the more value you have in life. Now that's saying if you don't do any of those things, you're not valuable. We're all valuable, but the levels of value is different. When you get great value, but it's not the name brand. What is your name brand? How much is your name worth? How much are you worth? How much do the knowledge, expertise, and the vision, and everything that you've learned to do to this point, how much is that worth? It should be worth at least enough for you to get up and work out. It should be enough at least for you to read a book. It should be enough for you to invest in you, in our wealth. And we look for our worth to be found in external things, relationships, education, careers, cars, you name it. We look outside of ourselves to see how much wealth we have. Where the reality is, while you invest inside of yourself, as you should invest in yourself from the outside in, but as you invest in yourself, you start to develop core values. You start to determine your price point. You start to determine your worth. When you know your wealth, you know your worth. And when you know your worth, you know you are well. You know you can execute things well, and you know you can be well. Wellness is about understanding your value. It's about understanding you. It's about living in the moment where you understand that you have something to bring to the table, and it's not just a table. You bring something you bring knowledge, you bring compassion, you bring joy, you bring hope, you bring a laugh, you bring a smile, you bring something. We all bring something. So what is it that you bring? Ask yourself that today. Say, what is it that I bring that promotes my wellness? What mindset have I utilized to promote my wellness? As social and emotional beings, it is very imperative that we learn, our wealth Because if we don't learn our wealth in the present moment and practice ourselves to equip ourselves to do something greater, to do something better, something bigger, something faster, something stronger, to be the most improved us, that was your claim to fame causing you to have more wealth today. Is that wealth presented in your worth? Is that worth presented in your overall wellness? Your wellness matters because if you're not here, your purpose ceased to exist. And you're needed, you're wanted, you're loved. And so as a social and emotional being, you have to understand your mindset is everything. Your mindset, what you put in you, is everything. So what are some things you can do? I'm happy you asked. By nurturing a wealth mindset, we pave the way for better opportunities. We pave the way to reduce stress in our lives. And we also pave the way to ensure that we are learning something new. The more we learn, the more we develop, the more we grow, the more we know about the world around us and are able to accept things that's going on and able to be the catalyst of change that's needed, that we all long for. Because if we're not well, then our purpose is not well, right? So look, I don't like to do anything without having some type of visualization. So appease me for a few minutes and visualize this with me. Say these words with me, or after me, or along, and remember to say them whenever you want to. Say, I am wealth. I feel wealth. I do wealth. I speak wealth. I see wealth. I know wealth. Because I know my wealth, I am wellness. Because I know my wealth, I feel wellness. Because I know my wealth, I do wellness. Because I know my wealth, I speak wellness. Because I know my wealth, I see wellness. Because I know wellness. Whatever you do today, understand your wealth, and your wellness is connected to your worth. So you social emotional butterflies, I'm going to give you 3 things that you can do every day to practice your wellness. 1, practice gratitude. No matter what you do in this life, no matter how you do it, find something to be grateful for. Number 2, find connections with like-minded people. Find people that are on your same path, doing the same things you're doing. That way you're not distracted by every external thing that's not causing you to be more what? Wealthy. Exactly. Finally, ensure you take at least, and this is the bare minimum, 20 minutes a day to just try to breathe. If it's the shower time, if it's the bathroom time, but take time to breathe. Take big deep breaths and quiet your mind. Sometimes we have to quiet our mind from the outside distractions to remember how much wealth we really have. So look, I always like to say, be free and live your mega life, and I really mean that.